What's going on with Manchester City, Mr. Souness? This is a question for you. 2-2 against Crystal Palace. All of a sudden, question marks about Manchester City. They've got the fewest points after 17 games in the Guardiola era. Are they looking a bit more human than they have done in recent seasons?
They'll still favourites for the Premier League. I'd put them favourites for the Champions League. I mean, if you look beyond just a couple of dodgy results, why is it? Is it because they've lost their mojo? Is the manager not getting after them? Is the manager, the usual nonsense that's trotted out? The manager's demanding too much of them. Nonsense. These are top players that will respond, and they will bounce back. And they might not win the Premier League this year. They might not win the Champions League this year. But they're a fabulous team. And what makes them a fabulous team, they're fabulous individuals who play like a team. And there's nothing wrong with City. And I would not be critical of them in any shape or form. We're sitting here every Monday morning. Well, I am every fortnight, and we're asked to comment on Liverpool being poor yesterday or something else that raises its ugly head. These are top teams filled with top players, and it's a temporary thing. It's just a temporary thing. It's a moment in time. It's a 90 minutes for Liverpool yesterday, and it's a 2 or 3 weeker for Man City right now. And I believe they'll be back. The top players hate losing. They hate people talking about them in a negative way. And they find an extra yard when it matters. And I believe City will do that between now and the end of the season.
Incidentally, is it a moment in time for Jack Grealish? Since your column, and you lent on him a bit during in your recent column, it's now 3 goals in 3 for Jack. You claimed the midfielder needed to have, quotes, a good look at himself. Maybe he's done that.
Hopefully. I mean, our players today, beyond any criticism, any suggestion that maybe they could improve in areas of their game. It's never been like that. Is it suddenly like that? So Jack, I'm not suggesting Jack is scoring goals because I've dug him out a wee bit, but that was an observation. It was factually correct, and now he's scoring goals. And I'll make continue for him. Then at the end of the season, he can get into double figures. And the challenge for him after that, before sticking 2 fingers up to me, is to do it again next year. And then the next year. Great players we call great players bang average players today. There's so much stuff about great players, world-class players, legends of the game, and they've achieved very little. And that's the hype surrounding football today. Jack Grealish has to begin 10 goals every year till he retires. And then we can maybe have a conversation then. Not 3 goals in the last 3 weeks.
I think he's right. I think what he means is we call bang average players top class players.
Yes.
Yeah. But the point is, I knew what he meant. I think he was absolutely right about Grealish. I think he's been right about Grealish, and he was right about Pogba. People take it as a hobby. Why don't you
take me out about that one again, Jim?
No. I mean, more recently,
in my previous life, I used to
Jack.
come on here and you would
you weren't here long enough to be able
or
to
that
do it.
little Arsenal man that tells you what to say next door.
That'd be heightist.
No, you on a regular basis you used to lean on Pogba, but it seems to have shifted to Grealish. But there has been a change.
He was right.
It's not shifted to Grealish. I pointed out that he should score more goals.
You were trying to catch a meal out of him not so long ago.
No, he offered.
Did he?
I'm still waiting. Yes. I think what killed him, I suggested in my column, or I told him in my column.
What it was going to cost?
I only drink expensive wines.
When other people are paying.
Nothing.
But Jack apart, do you think we are guilty? Not we here.
I bet it's good for night out, by the way.
But do you think there is a guilt in some sections of the media to look at a player who, in your to use your words, is pretty bang average, but we make them up, we heighten them. They're made to be great players. There's only a very select few who are great. Really,
what a time to be a football player today. And another thing that happens is the man in the street puts them on a pedestal when they shouldn't. A lot of the time, there's still great players out there, but the average players from generations before are now deemed great players because they're on $100,000 a week plus, and they're put on a pedestal. That's how the game has evolved.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.